The NEQ is a fabulous project with a signature architect, a high-level client in the centre of London, and it really gets our name out there.
It's a privilege to work on the NEQ project, an absolutely beautiful building. There were a few challenges that we had to overcome, and we did so. You know, I walk past it with passion and pride every single time I see it. And obviously what we've achieved really enhances the Regent's Place development.
In central London, just east of Regent's Park and north of Euston Road, lies Regent's Place. Developed by British Land, it's a 13-acre fully managed estate with 1.5 million square feet of office, retail and residential space. The North East Quadrant, or NEQ, is the final component in British Land's vision for Regent's Place. The NEQ adds a further 500,000 square feet of new space in a compelling mix of buildings, providing offices, affordable housing and public spaces, capable of accommodating approximately 14,000 workers and residents.
NEQ North East Quadrant was the last area of Regent's Place for us to develop. We achieved a planning consent in around 2007-2008 for a scheme on the site, which we then put on hold during the economic downturn of 2008 plus. And then in 2010 we re-looked at the scheme and we actually redesigned the scheme, but within the constraints of the existing planning envelope.
We provided structural and civil design services for the project. Standing on the street, it's hard to get an idea of the scale of the overall scheme, but it's 4 buildings over a 3-acre basement. So when it comes to delivering a project that size, we had to split it up into different tasks. So we basically had 3 teams working together concurrently, one on the basement, one on the commercial part of the project, and one on the residential part of the project. Here we are in Triton Square, standing in front of 10 Brock Street. It's the commercial building for the North East Quadrant development. This is the landmark building of the Regent's Place estate. As you can see, it's a modern glass-clad building.
It was really important for us to have a signature building in that location, and one that, as you know, I think it shows, it's a very modern-looking building. It's one that appeals to West End users and tenants.
Here we are standing in the impressive atrium of the commercial building in the 10 Brock Street development. It raises full height through the building, and at the top there's roof lights that allow in natural light to filter down to the ground below, and there's also some natural ventilation. We're up on the 14th floor of the commercial building, which, as you can see, offers great views over central London. Once complete, these floors will be let as Grade A office space. In the background here, you've got the residential part of the NEQ development. This is the 26-storey market tower. It's a 26-storey residential building. Below it, you have a smaller, affordable residential building, and then slightly to the side, you've got a 6-storey office building.
The commercial block is basically a composite structure, steel and concrete composite, lightweight floor decking. The whole structure is effectively stabilised by 3 cores in the whole building, plus on the front facade we have some moment frames to provide the structural stability to the overall building.
Well, one of the main architectural features of this building is the sloping front, which sort of looks over you when you're here in Triton Square. Architecturally it looks brilliant, you know, it opens up the floor space. You've got more office space on the higher floors than we do on the lower floors, and well, give the client and the end user a much better space.
It was extremely important to get the right team on the project because of the way in which and the speed at which we wanted to design and procure the works. And we were designing the works as well as building at the same time in order to get the various bits to the jigsaw to come together at the right time.
We had an experienced and dedicated team on this project, focused on delivering for the client the right building in the right location at the right time.
And NEQ will be the first large project that British Land have produced in a while, and will be the first of a number of the development projects we've committed to.
I was involved in the projects from the start on site. It was fantastic to see the project rise from its foundations all the way to the pinnacle of Market Tower.